Okay, the first one, let me use Photoshop real quick here. Let's just say I want to make a music app and I want to have some bars going up and down simulating that the sound is being played. So how I animate inside of Photoshop is by um, making all the artwork first in separate layers, then making frames. I would then turn the eyeballs on and off according to the frame that the artwork I want on for a specific frame. For example, let's say I start, and then size is important as well. I didn't really think about different sizes for, because I haven't really thought about that. Remember we were making icons in different sizes, right? I guess the animation should be in different sizes too. I haven't really thought about that.
Can you export the animation the same way in terms of?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. So.
Well, I guess you
Yeah.
could frame by
So
frame.
let's just say I'm doing an animation that's 400 pixels across by 300 pixels high. And I'm just going to start with 72 RGB, white background. I hit create. I get a piece of artboard. Let's make a speaker frame, or not a frame. Let's just make a frame. I'm going to use my round rectangle and slap on a frame. There's a frame. And then I'm going to have a bar going across the middle. Let me put a bar going across the middle. There we go. And then, so that's kind of my main body here. So then I want to have some electric kind of different colored lines going back and forth across here to simulate that there is sound being played. I don't know, some kind of simulation. So again, what I would do is combine these things together into different layers. So I'm going to take these two and put them in one layer and call them background or something. So I'm going to take them and put them in a group. And this will be my background. And I might even lock that if I want, so I don't even mess with it. Then I'm going to make a new layer, and this will be, I'm going to call it lines 1. And so then let's say I use my, what do we want to make a line with? I don't know. Let's see. What can we make a line with? I want to draw. I want straight lines. I'm going to make straight lines. Photoshop. I guess we could use this for lines. Can I make them bigger? In different colors? No, I don't like that. That's going to take too long. Guess we could use a pencil tool? Pencil tool? I want to make like a squiggly line. Yeah, but I don't want black. I want red. And I want it to be, can I change the size? Oh, here we go, size. There we go. So then I can, I'm going to make some lines like that. Then I'm going to make a new layer. Lines 2. And let's change the color. And then make another one. Lines 3. And then let's change that color. And then let's make some more. Back to red. And then let's go to yellow again. Oh, lines. That's lines 4. Lines 5. Let's go a little bigger this time. And then let's go lines 6. Let's go even bigger. And then last one, lines 7. And let's go back to red. Get some really big red. Okay, it looks like a mess. I understand. But here's the way that I would animate it then is I would turn the eyeballs on and off. So I maybe have these on and then switch to these and then switch to that and then switch to that and then switch to that and then switch to this and then switch to that and then switch to this and then switch to that. So I'm just altering the look of the artwork according to there. How you do it is simply called frame by frame animation. It's a simple animation technique. I can then go inside of I can bring up something called the timeline in Photoshop, and in the timeline in Photoshop you can do frames. So instead of calling it timeline, so it says create video timeline, I don't want a video timeline. I'm doing frame by frame animation, so I'm going to change it where it says create video timeline to frame by frame animation right there. And you'll notice when you do that, you'll get a little hold on, I gotta move my window around. You should get a frame. It didn't automatically make me a frame. I have to probably make one, I guess. Hold on, let me close these things, move these around, make this bigger. So again, I'm going to create frame by frame animation. I got that. How do I make a new frame? Maybe I have to unlock this. No, I just clicked the button and it made one. I clicked that frame button and it just made one. So what you'll see is you'll notice there is a I'm having troubles moving these windows around. Why won't it make this bigger? Sorry, hold on. The windows are Adobe windows. I can't make this window bigger. I guess I can't make this window bigger. Sorry. I was hoping to make it bigger. So I clicked the button that said create frame by frame animation right there, and it makes one frame. So in that frame, of course, I'm going to turn off some of the eyeballs. I'm going to start kind of small, maybe something like that. Then I'm going to hit a new frame, and then I'm going to change a little bit. Well, I'm going to leave some blue on. Then I'm going to hit new frame, and I'm going to change some eyeballs again. And I'm going to hit new frame, and I'm going to change some eyeballs again, turning some on and off. And make a new frame, and turn the eyeball on and off. And make a new frame, turn the eyeball on and off. Okay, you get the idea. So I've just created multiple artwork with different art in it, multiple frames with different art in it. So then I can export out each one of these different things here, and I can bring that into Xcode, and I can cycle through it. So how does it look cycling through? Well, there's a little play button right there. And if you hit the play button, it'll play the animation. And you can see it. If you want looping, you'll see it plays. It says once here. I can change it to forever, and I can have it do something like that. So very easily, I can bring this right into Xcode and put it right on your phone, doing something like this, making your customer, kind of freaking out because that looks pretty crazy. Right now, it's going as fast as the computer can calculate it, just like Xcode would as well. In here, you can actually change the seconds here. I can select them, and you'll see it says little seconds at the bottom right here. But I can go down to like 0.2 seconds, and I'll slow it down a little bit. There we go. Again, in programming, though, in Xcode, I would then program it to either pause between frames, and so there's like a little timing that you can do inside there to slow it down. But that's a really simple, stupid example. But the concept is what I want you to start thinking about so that you can see, again, I I can cycle through this like this. See how it's cycling through right inside an app program? Right? So you can program this to do something like that very easily. This is very easy to do in Nextcode. Very easy. Okay. So cycling through something like this is very easy to do. Let's do a sample of maybe growing a dot growing, and as it grows, it fades away. We'll do that in Photoshop, and then we'll try to animate as well. Okay. Again, though, I would do that through programming and not through frame by frame, but we could simulate it here. So let's say I build an interface. I'm going to start with iPhone 6, whatever. So here's my iPhone 6 interface in Photoshop. I have some text. It says welcome or something. Welcome to my app. Really? Why is my text have so far apart here? Really? Really? Really, really, really? Really? I can't change that? Whatever. No. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have some beautiful text here. And then it says, to get started. Let's put a little arrow on here. Whatever, I have to move the points around. It's definitely not an arrow, is it? It's an ugly arrow. There we go. This should be here. This should be maybe here. There we go. That's looking more like an arrow. It's an ugly arrow, but it's an arrow nonetheless. Okay, and let's put some color in there. Why don't I have a shape here? I don't know why it's not giving me a shape layer. Okay, I have to start over. Where's my arrow? Arrow, here. Arrow. Path. No, I want shape. Okay, sorry. I had to choose shape up here to make a shape with the damn pen tool. And then I got to give it a color. So again, I was trying to make an arrow shape. If you're making a shape inside of Photoshop, I'm using the pen tool. Some of you have learned the pen tool inside of Illustrator. The pen tool is a very useful tool. I got the same options I have inside of Illustrator. I have a fill and a stroke. So if I want to make an arrow, I can simply draw an arrow. There we go. So I have an arrow. Okay. There's my arrow. So then I want, when they click on the arrow, I want to make a circle now. I'm going to make a circle. Where is my circle? Oh, thank you. Circle. Ellipse. Okay, and let's give that some. Why is it in the same shape layer? Oh. Shape. I need a new layer. I need to put it in a new layer. And then let's make a circle. But I want it red with no stroke. There we go. So I want, when the person touches that circle, it's going to explode and fill the whole screen and fade away. So again, we can do animation techniques to do this inside of Photoshop. We're going to simulate in Photoshop. In programming, I would do, it's the same kind of concept where I'm going to scale it and then change the opacity of it as it gets bigger. Again, I'm going to do create frame by frame animation. In this case, I'm going to make a whole bunch of frames.
I was gonna say, is there a good rule to keep in mind for frames in terms of what per second, or
It runs usually at 24 frames a second.
24 frames a second?
Yeah. So in my furthest frame, number 10, what I'm going to do is, so you'll see it's selected. I have it highlighted here. I'm going to scale my dot up. I can use the scale feature here. You can use it mathematically by, where's my transform, scale, and I can scale it, whatever, really big, 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 as well as change the opacity here. See the opacity here? And I can change that all the way down. Okay, so I have changed the opacity to 0, and I changed the scale to 1313. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell the computer to calculate between 1 and 10 the red dot, and it's going to change each one of these, okay, to be a different size. And to do that, the term is called tweening. Tweening is a term that we use inside of Animate. Okay, it's the same concept. So I can then tween this between here and there. In fact, they use the word tweening inside of Xcode as well. The term tween is in there as well. The tween of between
Tween
things.
is the concept.
It's a term that will describe you have an object in one position, you have an object in a different position, calculate all the ones in between.
So that's kind of like what Flash kind of did.
That's what Flash is, or Animate. So when she says Adobe Animate, it is Flash.
Okay.
So I can do that though here in Photoshop, and I can click on all of them. So I'm going from 10 to 1. I gotta hit OK, apply. Okay. It looked like it changed them all, didn't it? I did that wrong. I have to think about this. I did it wrong here. Okay, let me undo that. How did I do that? I have to think about that. Scale. Give me 1 second here. Scale it. Apply is going to apply to all of them. It does. How did I do that in Photoshop? Now there is a I'm doing something wrong here.
Are you able to tween not vectors? Not just vectors.
I'll have to think about it. Let's do it in Animate. I know there's a way of doing it. I'm just stumped there for a minute. Stumped there for a minute. Let's look at Animate for a moment, and the same concept could be done in there. So Adobe Flash has been converted into something called Adobe Animate. So I did tell you my history with Flash, right? 1995, young buck as I was, I go to Siebold. Siebold is the conference in San Francisco for printing. It was for publishing, desktop publishing conference. And so I'm walking along all by myself because I got a free ticket from my roommate who I moved from New York out with. Darren was his name. We moved from New York to San Francisco. And his uncle was a printing guy, and he couldn't come. He said, I can't, but he already bought a ticket to Siebold. So Darren's like, oh, ticket. So I'm in Siebold, I'm walking around, and I walk up to a guy who has, I think it was a Silicon Graphics computer. computer, and he had a monitor there, and he didn't have any graphics or anything. He was just some guy standing there with a computer going. And so I walk up to him, and it was plain gray table. I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, what's your demonstration? And he says, oh well, I have the ability to display graphics on a web page. Graphics on one of the ends, like graphics, and you can animate those graphics on a web page. Wow! And it was the guy who invented Flash. And back then it was called Future Splash. Future Splash. And so, yeah, I met the guy who invented Flash, and of course he sold it to Macromedia for whatever millions of dollars. And I don't know if he went on to Mary Way. I don't know if he worked for Macromedia or not, but I remember the man with vectors on a website. Yeah. And of course, you all know why we did vectors on a website back there is because we all had dial-up connections, right? And so the dial-up connection could download a vector much faster than it could download a pixel-based thing, right? Because, if you think about it, a picture on a website is made up of all those tiny damn dots in there, and each one of those dots is memory, right? Yeah. But if I draw a circle with a vector, all it is a circumference with a color blue or whatever color you have in there. It's just a little mathematical equation. You can download that in a second. Where this is taking a while to download. So the advantage of people with our old dial-up connections was, that's why you had Flash. That's why it became popular in the late 90s, right? Yeah, late 90s, early 2000, and then by, of course, 2008. It was pretty much done. We all had faster connections, and then the cell phone came out, and of course, Steve Jobs is famous as saying, "We're not putting Flash on this thing." But that's okay. We could still animate with this program, and what we could do is take that animation. If you're going to do frame-by-frame animation, you can then take that out and bring it into Xcode. So I can then go make a new file just like I did in the other one. This is 550 by 400, 24 frames a second. And so make a new artboard like we did there. Okay, this is a little bit different. You'll notice down here you have a timeline. I like to put my timeline at the top. Here we go. Get rid of this thing. What? Can I get rid of this window? Close. There we go. Okay. I just like the timeline at the top because that's what it used to be, and they switched the interface of the damn timelines at the bottom, and it confused me. So you have the same concept, but this one does a lot of tweening very easily. So that whole circle growing thing is much easier to do here than it is. It's easier to do in Photoshop. I was just struggling to remember how to do it. That's all. So let's just do a circle. Animating here. It's the same kind of concept. I can make some artwork. Where's my toolbars? Tools. All the way over here. Oh, jeez, really? I'm putting it over here where it should be for me. Ah, not there. I want it. Whatever. I'm going to pop it up here. So let's put a circle out there. We'll put an oval out there. And we convert that to an object. It has to be an object to be able to do something with it. So to convert it to an object is here. It's called a symbol. And symbols are a way of reusing data. Okay, symbols are a way of reusing data. And then we call it a movie clip. And this is going to be my ball. And, uh-oh, why didn't it make it in? Oh, I didn't say convert to symbol. I just said new symbol, didn't I? Oh, I did. Okay, let me try again. Where's convert to symbol? And let me call it ball. I have to give it a different name because I already might called one ball too. And I can say registration in the center. So it grows and does things from the center out. See the registration? This is where it's going to do its stuff. Okay, now we have a ball. Okay, it's called a symbol. So the symbol's a major concept, especially in app design as well. It's a way of reusing content over and over again. We kind of use the word sprite, though. In Xcode, you're going to use the word sprite. So, but it is a symbol. So let's use our alien shooting game again, right? So let's say I want to make an alien game. My alien, and one alien, two aliens. In fact, maybe we should do an alien game. I'm thinking an alien games would be fun. Alien game, alien. Okay. So let's say I have alien games. You've all played Missile Commander, one of those. I don't know, not Missile Commander. What is that one with that?
Space Invaders.
Space Invader, yeah, whatever. And you see you have your little aliens at the top down there, and then you're down here at the bottom, and you want to shoot them. So, of course, you're not going to make a whole bunch of aliens. You're going to make one alien. Then you're going to tell the program to recreate that alien multiple times. And then if it's a game and you want, you would then give each object, this is object-oriented programming, you would give each object a different characteristics. Like this one goes faster across the screen than this one goes slower across the screen. This one's, and of course you'll see that you have different heights, right? And everything's measured from 0, 0 in the upper corner. So this one is going to be 200 pixels down, this is 100 pixels down, this is 300 pixels down, 400 pixels down, and then they're all, and then we can do that randomly, right? Randomly. But my whole point here is that you're making, it's called a symbol inside of this program, Flash or Animate, and it will be called a sprite inside of Xcode. But it's a way of reusing. There, I'm going to make one object and then program it to do multiple things. And same here, this is a symbol. I can make this circle get bigger and fade away, bigger and fade away, and then I can reuse it multiple times. So here we go. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to convert it into another symbol to do what I want. Convert to a symbol. This is going to be my ball. So here we go. I have the circle in, I'm going to put it in the center. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it. You'd see you have a moment in time. That's what the 1 is. It's a moment in time. You can see a little dot right here. I'm going to go all the way out to 45. I'm going to hit F6 on the keyboard. It's another moment in time. And I'm going to scale it here at this point to scale it. Let's scale it up. Real big. And then let's, well, actually, let's not scale it that big. Let's scale it up to here. And then we want to fade away. So we want to change the opacity of it. I need the properties window, display, color effects, and we want to change the alpha. I'm going to turn the alpha down. Okay, so alpha is transparency. I don't know, they call them different terms in each application. Remember, it was called opacity in Photoshop. Here it's called alpha here. You'll notice you have it solid, 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 and then transparent circle here. So what I would do then in this program is I would then go and tween this, and what the tween would do then is change it in all the ones in between. How I tween it is by clicking the button here and saying create classic tween. I use classic tween. I don't like this motion tween. Classic tween, and what it'll do is you'll see it'll grow and scale, grow and scale, grow and scale. So then I have one dot that grows and scales. So I'm going to go back to the main scene right here. I did this in a symbol called a ball. I go back to the main scene and I have one ball. And if I play my thing, it doesn't play at all. You got to test it. Where's my test movie, test. There we go. See it fade? See it fade? So I have one, right? I have one doing that. I could do this in Xcode very easily as well. It's the same concept. Changing the scale, changing the opacity. Simple. But then, again, remember it's a symbol. I can duplicate that a whole bunch, whole bunch, whole bunch, whole bunch, whole bunch, whole bunch. Whoa! You can even scale it up. Whole bunch, whole bunch, whole bunch. Okay, and then what I can do then is if I test that now, I got a whole bunch going. See that? Okay, so I can do that very easily through programming. I mean, you can do that even in JavaScript. I mean, that's an easy JavaScript thing as well. So, but we're just simulating it in Flash. But the important discussion I wanted to have today is I was planning these things for the animation part of the app class, and I wanted to give you the concepts so you could start thinking about them. You know, something like this can be done. Okay, and we're just simulating it in there. But the important one is reusing artwork over again. Again, I'm reusing the same ball. And you say, well, can some balls get fade slower than others? Yeah, through programming would be much easier than doing it through here, because I could then have a characteristic that says you go slower than the other one, and so on and so on. So yeah, through programming would be even easier to do something like that than do this. So how would I bring this? Not this one. Let's go back to the first one with the little lines going. How would I? Because this I would program. This I wouldn't export out the artwork and put it into there. That would be a waste of time. It's easier to program something like this. But what's not easy is to do something like this. Because programming the zigzag kind of lines like that, it would be hard. It's possible, but not fun. So this is easier. If I wanted to have something like this in my app, I would export it out as frames. So you see I have 6 frames here, right here. If I play it, you'll see it plays. And if you like that speed, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You would adjust the speed in the programming app anyways. But how would I get these out? Well, you need to export all of them as individual graphics by going under File, Generate, Image Assets, File, Generate, Image Assets. No, not File, Export, Generate, Image Assets. I thought that would work. No. How would I do that? Okay, I guess we go under. Let me save this first, so it's not untitled. This is frame by frame animation PDF. Why am I in PDF? Photoshop format. Yeah, why is it giving me all kinds of weird things? Can you export frames here? Convert to video timeline plane. Create new layer for each new frame. Oh, this is how I can do the circle. Yeah. I'm close to how to get that circle to scale in there. Let me see. It's export as PNG. That's probably what I would do. Artboards, no. Layers, no. Color lookup table, render video. Export a PNG. Artboard PNG. I don't know. Let me try this. No, that's not what I want. It's going to be automate. They keep changing everything on me. Generate assets. Why doesn't that work? Why is it going to that one? I mean, they still have save for web. I guess we could use this save for web. But that, I don't know, that just did one frame? don't want a video. All frames. I don't want a video. Photoshop image sequence. And then I would use PNG. So yeah, I would use, yeah, that was a little complicated, but whoosh. Well, they're all PNGs. It did do something. It just made a whole lot of them. But then this is what I could use. I don't know why it's making so many. I just wanted it to make 6. Made 30. I mean, you could save each screen separately if you wanted to. Yeah, maybe I needed to change the time. Let me see again. So where was that? That was under File. Where was it? I don't even remember where I was at. Export, render video. Then I changed it to image sequence. And of course I only have 6 frames. So I put 6 in there, right? What do you think? 6? Sure. PNG is what you need to do to import it into Xcode. And then say render. Let's see. There we go. I got 6. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I got a 0. Looks like these are the same. There we go. There we go. So then I could cycle through them inside of a programming language, either by programming it or having it follow that. So hopefully that was just the introduction to thinking about animation and how animation can be used. These are basic animation concepts, and you know, hopefully that gives